Hey, hey, get your ass up and get some cars done. Break's done.
El Mechanic, baby.
Well, here we are, first episode of the pod. Of course, I had to stay with homegrown and start with my city. So I'm here in Milwaukee doing a features episode. Stay tuned. I got PR Fest this evening, but I figured I had to begin with me, give you a little bit of my origin and kind of tell you how I came to be who I am and this path that I chose. And here we are today with the old man who taught me just about everything. Started me off, real young age, passionate with vehicles and things of that nature. And, give you a little bit about me. I'd say around 3-4 years old is when it was known that I had some type of infatuation with cars.
That's when they started taking you to car shows and,
Yeah.
the big auto show downtown where you could see all the new cars that were coming out. And it's when you started slapping posters on your walls.
I was
cars.
gonna say, I remember that. I remember being 4 and 5 years old with Lamborghinis and Lotuses all on my walls, way too young to care about putting pictures on the wall. But what really did it for me, what changed me? How old was I when you used to, I remember this like it was yesterday too. How old was I when you used to take me on a motorcycle and let me drive?
You were probably about 4. I'd sit in front of me on the gas tank
Yeah.
and you put your hands on the handlebars and we tool around the subdivision. And you
Yeah,
thought
I
that was
remember
the
that.
greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, definitely. I was a gearhead from that moment on, for sure. So, then I fast forward, I would say around 8-9 years old, I knew I wanted to do something with cars, but I also was a pretty good artist. So I wanted to design cars initially. And, over bumps in the road and things happening, I decided to sort of wrench on cars, which fast forwards me to about 15 or 16 when we would actually start doing major projects. So I think what was the very first thing? I mean, aside from, me being a kid and you having me, help you with oil changes in the days with Arlen and stuff, but I'd say around like 14, 15 when I really started driving every single vehicle. From that point on, we fixed it.
That's
For
when we
sure.
started working on that Prelude SI, that black
Yep.
Prelude SI that I had, that was going to be your first car, and needed to do some repairs on it, needed a new timing belt, and needed some new springs that were collapsed, and out there helping me wrench on it and get it ready to be your first car.
And before I get ahead of myself, I come from a background where my dad's been doing this since he was my age in adolescence. My uncle, this was just this was just life, You wrenched on your car, you did, fishing and fixing cars and just everyday man stuff. So fast forward to at about 20 years old, I made a decision that I was gonna go full-fledged into fixing vehicles. So from that time, I took my time and pursued my education with it. Went to MATC and got my automotive comprehensive. Then, went down the line and did all the ASC stuff. And around, I'd say, what year did you come back with the Jeep?
2012.
So 2012, I was 22. And if you know the hustle and grind of El Mechanic, I used to have this Jeep Grand Cherokee that my pops brought back when he came back from Virginia and was kind enough to see my vision. I had a Honda Civic that I was working on cars out of, big jack, 3-ton and all. I just didn't do it. So he was kind enough to trade me the Honda and some money and gave me this Jeep Grand Cherokee. And I think at the time it only had like 109,000 miles on it when you gave it to me.
That was mint. It
It didn't
never
need
saw
anything.
winter. It had no rust, no salt damage.
And I remember you gave it to me too with the whole front end warranty. Like I didn't have anything to worry about. All I had to do was put gas in it and go. So I get this Jeep and I decided, you know what? I'm about to put my nose in the grindstone and fill this Jeep with tools. And this is 2012 summer, by 2013 summer, I grinded all winter, but by that 2013 summer, I had a toolbox in the back of it and every single tool that you could think of to do any type of job on the street that just wasn't ridiculous, like, swapping an engine or, I won't even say timing belt because I had the tools to do that as well. So, I get to this truck and decided to help my city out and started really bouncing around the city, fixing cars, helping people, trading people, brushing elbows. And that grew me and expanded, and that Jeep turned into a van that turned into the Nissan truck that I had. Before you know it, I had this small fleet of vehicles out here with all these tools. And
I started out at like 8 years old, customizing bicycles and making choppers out of bicycles, extending forks and making big easy rider bicycles, and then started getting into mini bikes and go-karts, and then moved up into motorcycles, and then by the time I was 16, getting my first car, starting to do motor swaps and stuff, and just escalates as you go. It's just the natural evolution of a gearhead. If you're into mechanical things,
Yeah.
you just want to get into more and more bigger, interesting mechanical things. Pretty soon you're working on diesels and campers and RVs and whatever.
Yeah, whatever runs with a motor.
Whatever's got a motor.
At what age do you think that I really like, okay, this kid is gonna be a good gearhead, like mechanic type?
I'd say when you actually signed up for MATC.
When I got serious.
When I knew that you were really dedicated to doing it, and we're looking at it as a lifetime career and something that you know it was always going to be part of your life. You dabbled around and helped me do stuff for years, but it wasn't until you actually signed up to go to school that I really knew it was something you were going to do for the rest of your life.
And you know, just a testament to me, you know, and this is no brag or anything like that, but so when I really did get serious around that 2013, 2014, my life became, I would wake up at 6 in the morning, I would go to work. Mind you, I worked at a shop, so I would go in there and wrench all day, 8 to 5. I would get off at 5, jump in my van and wrench on the street or a garage or my house until almost 11 o'clock, midnight, and then I would go to sleep and do it again. And I've been doing this for about a decade now, like just honing my craft, working. Everything's going back into bartering with somebody or building a bond, a relationship, helping somebody that can help me, just fixing cars, trying to learn every day. My buddy Joe, shout out to my buddy Joe, he was the one that really got on me a while ago and told me like, man, you really need to get on that YouTube. And you know, I did, but I'm like, man, there's no avenue for it. And then I really did, and kind of took it serious and was like, you know what? I took the time and I opened my page. And we actually, remember the auto show we went to, Pop, right before Corona? Like, we caught it like 2 days before the world got shut down.
That's when the brand new Corvette came out.
Okay, so, and then speaking of that, like, these are little things that changed my childhood and made me become this, you know, L mechanic. I don't think we ever missed the auto show since I was 5. We went almost every single year. Like, that was our family tradition, was me and you.
Yeah, if we were both in Milwaukee at the same time, we were definitely at the auto show. We definitely
was at the auto show. And we caught the last one before COVID got shut down, but that was another pivotal milestone in like making me really fall in love with cars and wanting to fix cars and things that run.
I remember I was actually disappointed at that auto show because they bring out the hottest Corvette ever made, the new mid-engine Corvette, and it's in this like 1955 baby blue. It was this most pathetic thing I ever saw.
Spoken like a true viewer.
I was expecting like race yellow or competition red or something like that, not baby blue.
And you know, with all this being said, a couple honorable mentions, you know, everybody from the east side, my teachers, everybody at MATC, all the customers over the years, everybody that I went to school with, whether it's east side or tech, the Fabian family, the Daniels family, everybody on COA that I grew up with, y'all are just pivotal milestones of keeping me going, man. Everybody from over there when we lived where you live, Pop, you know, everybody from the COC, all my people that went to Merrill Park with me, Ronnie, everybody like that, man. You know, these is like real close people that, you know, supported me and always, you know, although I was always living in an environment where it was street stuff going on, always, you know, allowed me to be this smart kid and blossom and grow, you know, and never held me back from becoming, you know, who I am, despite the neighborhoods I may have had to, you know, mingle or grow up in, you know. So with that being said, you know, this is for everybody. Thank you. You know, that's pretty much a little bit of the origin of, you know, my credentials to let you know that, you know, I'm not just somebody behind the camera. I really am a gearhead and I'm into these cars. But, you know, now to the entertainment side of it, all of this stuff coming together and me loving these vehicles, and I thought it'd be a beautiful way to blend the two and bring my people Motors on My Mind. So here we are.